This video we're going to learn about a shortcut method of how to move terms across the equality. Okay, previously what we knew, we knew m plus 5 is equal to 9. A matchstick plus 5 centimeters is 9 centimeters. How did we solve this? We solved this by simply subtracting 5 from this side and 5 from that side. Because they are equal, we subtracted 5 from both sides and the equation remains true. We got m equals 9 minus 5 and therefore m equals 4. Right? So previously we have moved terms by subtracting the same term from the left hand side and the right hand side. Now we're going to convert this to a very simple method. What we can do is, let's take this equation again, m plus 5 equals 9, is that if any term has to be moved across, we simply change the sign of that term. Okay, so we had m plus 5 equals 9. When we move plus 5 across, we make it minus 5. M equals 9 minus 5, m equals 4. So you can see m equals 9 minus 5, m equals 4. These are the same. What we have done is, this is the logic. This is how we do it. How do we do it? If we subtract the same thing from both sides of an equation, the equation remains true. This is the logic. But here's a simple method, which is that any term that moves across the equals to sign, you simply change its sign. Let's look at another case. 6p minus 24t plus 3l equals 4k plus 6. Let's take this and let's rewrite this so that only this L term remains on the left hand side. So what do? We leave 3L here. We're going to move 6p minus 24t. We're going to move it across. So first we put the equals to sign, equals 4k plus 6. What did we say? When we move this term across, its sign will change. So it was positive 6p. This will become minus 6p. And this was minus 24t. So when we move it across, it will become plus 24t. And we have now finished this sum because we have got the L term onto the left hand side. Everything else is on the right hand side. Now let's look at this same equation. 6p minus 24t plus 3l equals 4k plus 6. What if I want to keep 4k on the left hand side? So what do? Let's take this 4k and move it to the left hand side. What will it become? Minus 4k. Because what did we say? When we move a term across the equality, its sign changes. An additive or subtractive term across the equality, its sign changes. So we get minus 4k, and then what we get is put the equals to sign, keep the 6 equals 6. Now 6p moves across, it becomes minus 6p. 24t moves across, it becomes minus 24t moves across, it becomes plus 24t. And positive 3l moves across, it becomes minus 3l. So we've got 4k on this side, minus 4k. So the k term is on the left hand side, the rest is on the right hand side. Now let's look at another way of doing this. We've said that 6p minus 24t plus 3l equals 4k plus 6. That means this entire thing equals this entire thing. We can simply switch the left hand side, the whole left hand side and the whole right hand side. We can switch them, which is to say 4k plus 6 equals 6p minus 24t plus 3l. How did we switch them? Well, they are equal. We said that these two are equal. If they are equal, it does not matter whether we write it on the right hand side or on the left hand side, as long as we switch the entire left hand side for the entire right hand side. So what I did was I said 4k plus 6 equals 6p minus 24t plus 3l. Now if I want only the k term on the left hand side, it's quite simple. I just move the positive 6 onto that side, becomes minus 6, and I get my answer 4k equals 6p minus 24t plus 3l minus 6. Now if you compare these two answers, they look a little different. Yeah, if you compare these two answers, they look a little different. However, if you actually substitute the values in these, if you actually put in the values of P, T and L, you will actually find that both of these will give you the same answer. This we will look at a later point, but you can just assume it to be true that these two are actually the same. All you will find is that the signs have switched. This is minus 4k, this is plus 4k, this is positive 6, this is minus 6, this is minus 6p, this is positive 6p. So you can see that the signs are exactly opposite. How these are equal, we will see in a later video.